I'm going to try in hopes, I'm going to try to push this back further because when I was editing the video, my last video, I think I got on my phone and replayed it, and I looked so close that it was kind of uncomfortable for me. And I will say this, when I am doing my videos, I can see myself from my boobs up. But when I look back, you could see me really close, like I was like, like this close. So, well, hello. Orbs are here already. I don't know if you saw that one or not. I want to talk about a couple of things. One was a very odd thing. I went to see my doctor Friday about my vertigo, hips, and etc., etc. And she feels that my muscle jerking, I think I've done a video on it where I randomly jerk. I think I did. And my vertigo, both are nervous system issues. So she's doing a CAT scan of my brain. And I never thought of that. And then I have to go to physical therapy. And if that doesn't fix my hips, which I know it won't, then I have to go see ortho, in which I don't want surgery. The weirdest thing about that is when I was heavy, I didn't have hip pain. And after my weight loss surgery and I lost all 70 pounds, my hips started hurting. And it was so excruciating that I actually did not want to be here anymore. I have to say that carefully. It was very hard, very difficult, and it got where I would cry. And finally one day it just stopped until recently. After I left the doctor, actually it was in between because I had to leave because I had Walmart pick up groceries, and I had to go pick those up, drop them off at home, and then go back for the x-rays. I was at a stop sign and I was teed off, so I could either turn left or right. I couldn't go straight. And I'm looking ahead because there's traffic coming. And about 20 feet off the ground was a bird. And this bird was flapping its butt off. It was going crazy. If you see me randomly looking around laughing, you know it's orbs going around my face. I just thought that you could see most of them. But anyway, the bird was flapping like crazy in the air, but wasn't going anywhere. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, is it moving? No, it's not moving. Wait, really? And I was sitting there looking, and then I had to go. There was cars behind me and I had to go. It was my turn. So when I turned, I was still looking at it, and I didn't see anything going from the bird down to the ground, which means nothing. It could have been itty bitty or clear like fishing line, or maybe it was stuck in the matrix, as they say. But that bird wasn't going anywhere. And I thought, going back to the doctor to get the x-rays, I'm going to check on that bird. I forgot. And then when I got back home and everything, I realized, oh God, I forgot about the bird. And it was dark at that time. And I hoped that it was free or it was able to continue. Either or was okay with me. And then Saturday, I don't know, I clench my jaws a lot, especially when I'm stressed. I didn't think I was that stressed about anything. I do know that I woke up and I was like, not in a real good mood for no good reason. And I was kind of, on a downward slope. And I'm sitting and I'm thinking to my guides, guys, what's going on? The resonance, Schumann resonance was not even high, so I shouldn't have been feeling that way. And I'm like, please guys, help me get through this day, in which they always help when I ask. But as the day progressed, I hope you saw that one. As the day progressed, I noticed that I was clenching my jaws, but in the mine always start at the base of my skull and then come around. And I noticed a heavy denseness, kind of slight achiness. And I'm thinking, I feel like this is going to be a migraine. And for those of you who don't know, I am prone to migraines. Really, really, really bad migraines. I'm on a preventative. This preventative, she already had to raise once. And I was hoping that it wouldn't go into a migraine. And at 3 a.m. Sunday morning, I woke up to a bad migraine. I got up, which was very difficult. I had to pack my ice bag with ice, and I put it on the back of my neck, and I alternated it from there to my forehead, back and forth for hours, and I tried to go back to sleep because I know if I was asleep, I wouldn't feel the pain. So I think I drifted off a little bit here and there, and I tried to leave that ice bag on my forehead as long as I could, but even talking about it's hurting my head. And then it got painful because of the ice. And then I couldn't take no more, and I saw that my kid's dad was at work, and I thought maybe on his way home he'll stop and get me Monsters, because usually a Monster will take it away, whether it be temporary or permanent for the rest of the day or whatever. He did. He got me the Monsters, and it did get better. And then I drank one this morning, and it stayed better until right before I got off. And I could feel it starting again. And I don't want it to. And I don't want to drink a Monster this late. I might try to do it. Okay, got my Monster. Monster, sponsor me. That sounded really funny. But anyway, I've been dealing with that, well, since Saturday, if you want to call it that. Didn't do anything all weekend because of the way I felt. And I knew I had to go to work today. Thank goodness it's gone, because I'm light sensitive, hearing sensitive. Putting my teeth together hurts. I have to go around with my tongue between my teeth so I won't clench. Breathing sometimes hurts. And I'll tell you something. I know I did a video on this, but I'm sure half of you don't know about this visit that I had back then. Before my preventative was raised, I was on the minimal. And I had a migraine. And my kid's dad, because I didn't have a job at that time, he would buy me Monsters almost like on a daily basis for 2 weeks. And that was the only way to make the migraine subside. And it got where he would buy a 4-pack. And it got where I would drink one like medicine, like a can every 3 to 4 hours just to bring it down. But at night, I wouldn't drink one, and I suffered. At week 2, I kid you not, I couldn't take any more. I'm like, please, please, please help me. And then I really didn't know that if I asked my guides or Star Family, can you help me, that they would. And they don't in everything, though. And I remember going to bed that night, and I laid down carefully, and my head was killing me, and I kind of whispered, please, I can't take no more. Please help me. And then I fell asleep because I take that sleeping pill, and I woke up to what felt like air shooting through my head, out my forehead, and it was just like shoom, 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 shoom. I mean, it was real fast, and just going crazy. And I opened my eyes. Now, keep in mind, I was sound asleep. My sleeping pills knocked me out. But I could have been mildly because I was in pain. When I opened my eyes, it looked like blood was shooting out in front. And then it looked like, this is funny, it looked like it was forming the Spider-Man mask. And I remember sitting there looking at it thinking, is that Spider-Man? And I'm still kind of waking up. And then I realized my migraine is gone. Wow. But I can't remember from that point if I did anything. I want to say, I can't remember. But I know it went from there. And I remember I was tired because I hadn't slept well. I really wish you could see these little orbs. I haven't slept well in 2 weeks. So when I become aware that the migraine was gone, I did feel a slight ache, but a lot better, almost 100% better. I went back to sleep, and then I woke up and I raised my head. I raised my head and looked right in the direction where this being was, and it looked like it was dancing. It looked like a hologram, so it was kind of like a figure, a man with kind of long, kind of side swept hair, and it looked like he was dancing because his whole body was like flashing. And I remembered I waved to it, and I seen its arm come up and it waved back, and I blew it a kiss. It blew me a kiss, and that's all I remember. I'm like, oh my God, what was that? I felt, I keep looking in the screen to see if they're showing up. I haven't really looked every time, but I hope you see them. I hope you see them. But that visit meant a lot to me. It was one of the first ones, and I was amazed. 3 of them just went by, and I'm looking in the viewfinder and I didn't see one. There goes another one right in front of me. Nope. All day today in front of me, I was thinking about all these orbs, and I threw out a thought, and I said, if my guides can appear as orbs in front of me, can you do so? Well, I didn't, because I'm working, I didn't notice right off, but shortly after, there were orbs that would come right in front of me. I don't know if it was coincidental or if it was my guides, because I don't know what guides are able to do. Because I'm like, okay, are they on the spirit side, which means that they have crossed over? Or is it that extraterrestrials are so advanced that they are able to be our guides, live their life somewhere else, and come to us as an orb? I don't know. I don't know. Because that part of life, on the crossed over part, confuses me. And to wrap your mind around something like that, it's very difficult, because I don't know about anything on that side. I've been asking them to show me more, to help me, develop me faster, whatever. And there was something along that I was going to tell you about. I want to do a video on flat earth. Flat earth. You know how I talk? Since I was very young, I remember thinking, and what kid thinks of this? I was a kid. I wasn't a young adult. I was a kid. And I remember thinking, it can't be true that the earth is round. It can't be, because Australia, you couldn't go around upside down. Your blood would rush to your head. I remember thinking that. And then I remember thinking, if the earth spins so fast, then why don't we have continuous wind? Why isn't our hair always blowing and the trees flowing? Because we spin so fast, we should have wind. That doesn't make sense. And so that was coming to me today, and I kind of posted it on Facebook and got conflicting sides. Yes, some think it's flat, some thinks it's round. And then I was thinking, and then the Australia theory, if you're upside down, the blood and how do you stuck to earth? Because when I was young, I'd always hear that you're stuck to earth in all areas of Earth, you're stuck to it because of the gravity and the spinning. It holds you there. But then I'm like, if you have a cup of liquid and you put it upside down, why wouldn't the gravity hold the liquid in the cup also? It doesn't. No matter what part of the world you're at, you're going to hold it upside down, it's going to fall out. Well, if we're upside down, why don't we fall? If we're sideways, why don't we slide off? You know what I mean? So if liquid can do that, we should too. And the oceans and the seas, how is it that they stay and not run off the side of Earth? Because it's the same concept. The water would fall, just like in a cup, but it's not. It's all level. Also, every time I've been on an airplane, and I've been on a plane a lot, and I do mean a lot. My dad was a pilot too. I always remember thinking, looking way out, thinking, it doesn't look around to me. It just looks flat and, quite a ways out there. And I've always thought none of this makes sense. When I was young, very young, I think I still was a kid, I'd randomly think all the time, life is a game. That we all have tasks here to do to make sure Earth, we humans, run correctly. As in, we're being taught by teachers. We learn that way. We have food delivered by train and trucks and boats so we can eat and such. So we have drivers, we have captains, and so forth. We have EMT and doctors to help us when we're sick. People are here to do certain things to make sure that we are taken care of in different ways. So being young, who thinks that life is game? You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. This video is everywhere. And I've been seeing orbs nonstop. I'm here to say that I see these orbs more and more, almost every day. It's been trickling in over time, but today I think was the most ever I've seen orbs around me. And sometimes they'll come to me in threes or more. And with my light on, I can see them even better because they shine. And some I'll see is that cord I tell you about all the time, the silver cord like humans have, because it's our soul. I see what looks like a hair, which is the cord. Sometimes I see the orb that is around that. So, I think I've seen about 20 since I've started doing this video. Isn't that crazy? I love it though. I love it tremendously. I love it. I'm going to end this here. It's almost 20 minutes long. I've got to edit it and shower and all that. I love you guys. I missed you too. I'm glad I feel better. I'm going to drink my Monster, edit this video, and take a shower and eat somewhere in there. So I love you guys, and I'm going to send you love, light, and peace. Bye.